I'm Livewire Charlie.
And I'm Dangerous.
And we are Live Danger.
And you're watching
BJ
and DG Talk Wrestling.
Welcome back, everybody. BJ here, DG over there.
What's going on, people? How is everybody doing? And sometimes, as always, Chef the Ref.
Cracking the Fago, and please help me out with ringing that bell. Ah, yes. So, gentlemen, what do we have to talk about today?
Oh, we have a lot to talk about. We got title changes. 3 of what I saw. I know there was a couple on Wrestle Kingdom, which I didn't get to watch.
Okay.
Because, you know, that's on super late where we are.
Hey.
We have the 3 stages of hell to talk about, the stipulations. Matt Cardona's return. Yes, Matt Cardona to WWE. Now Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder character is apparently done for now.
Hey, sometimes people retire.
We have the Trick Williams call up with, it looks like there's others that will be following him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's start off with the Usos winning the World Tag Team Championships on Raw this week.
It's a step in the right direction.
That was a great tag team match, too.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Hey, one thing I do need out of the Usos now, they need to go back to the old music. They've all been down since day one-ish, not just Miu's day one-ish.
It'll happen when they turn
heel. They're back together now.
It'll happen when they turn heel, which hopefully is coming up soon.
I mean, in the terms of that, let's just remember that Jey Uso's theme song is basically that theme song.
It is, but
just
with the difference that it emphasizes Jay being on his own at that point. So they need to go back to the one that says they've been down since day one. You know? I mean, that way, you know, it shows the unity of the team, not just, it's just me. That was Jay going out on his own. They need to change that theme music back.
Yeah, but we might want to give it a little bit of time beforehand, but I do agree. The eventual that change does have to happen.
Yeah, I think sooner rather than later is better. But the match itself, how about that?
Yeah, that match was really good. I loved the ending. With the counter, like, because it looked like they were set up for the whatever it is, that stomp that bounces their opponent off the ropes into the position for the Styles Clash. Which every time I see it, that is just impressive.
But instead,
no, the Usos, which is what the experience as a tag team that benefits them there.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I can't say that nobody saw this coming because there were a good amount of people that were calling for the Usos win here. I personally think I was feeling like AJ and Dragon Lee still had more time as champions together. But I guess if they want to put AJ into this feud with Gunter the way it looks like they're doing, it makes total sense to put the titles on the Usos at this point.
And yeah, like, you know, it could be untrue, but I'm hearing that AJ, his contract is up in February, so it makes sense that they're, you know, rushing it and like getting to it right away. I'm sure we'll have the feud start next week.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow.
I mean, because I think we talked about that a little bit last week, and I still wouldn't be surprised if they somehow get an extension done just to be like, hey, man, you know, we'd rather you do this at WrestleMania over, let's say, the Royal Rumble, because that would be February 1st, you know, and I don't think Elimination Chambers till the beginning of March.
I don't know if it's late February or early March, but yeah.
Yeah, I just don't see that happening. Oh.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me because we've seen it in the past with stuff like that. That guys have been willing to sign the extension, and um, and who's really going to turn down the WrestleMania payday?
I mean,
Especially if they're offering
I
the WrestleMania
don't
payday.
think they would offer that.
Oh no, Elimination Chamber is on the 28th of February.
Okay, so end of
So
February.
both shows. So within 4 weeks, we're going to have both these shows. So you could use Elimination Chamber, but to do it on the last. So I feel like it has to be the Royal Rumble, right? In Saudi, AJ's last match.
I don't think we get AJ's last match that quickly because Royal Rumble's only a couple weeks away. No way.
I mean, if his contract is up in February, then yeah,
But
gotta be.
Unless it runs to the end of February and you get him to Elimination Chamber. Otherwise, those are the last 2 big shows before WrestleMania.
Yeah, no one was clear on when in February.
Also, I would prefer to see AJ sign at least a couple of extra months or something just to be able to extend this retirement tour, if that's what this is. So,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Early 2026 can, I would push that kind of up to like March, April, so if they can, and he wouldn't have to be there for every date.
No.
Signing extension, added a couple of dates leading up to WrestleMania for him to appear. And we get to the retirement match on a bigger stage where AJ deserves to go out on. Like, if you're not going to give it to Cena on the biggest stage of them all.
At least give it to AJ. Well, Cena made his own stage to go out on, so there's that.
I mean, look at if what we hear about Gunther's trajectory is correct, by then he'll be moving on to, someone else, maybe Rey Mysterio, maybe Orton. I don't think he'll be back after his contract expires in February.
I don't think he comes back after his contract expires, but I can see them trying to get an extension done. If not, then the latest we see him is Elimination Chamber.
I just don't see any logic behind them wanting to get an extension done.
For him to be at WrestleMania, because AJ
they don't
Styles
care
would
if he's at
sell
WrestleMania.
tickets.
Yeah, but they have plenty of other people they have to promote. He's just another person. WrestleMania is WrestleMania. They don't need to do anything else to sell more tickets.
Hey, this is going to be the last WrestleMania in the United States for 2 years.
Right. So on that alone, they don't have to,
So hold on. So you know what we're going to do? Because this is the Super Bowl of pro wrestling. We're going to have AJ Styles' final match in Las Vegas at WrestleMania.
What if AJ does not resign after whatever the February date is that his contract runs out, and he doesn't retire necessarily, but moves over to TNA to finish off his career there?
I could definitely see that. Maybe like a month-long run, like a series of TV tapings.
Yeah, like something just setting up where he doesn't have a match till whatever show that is.
Yeah, until the blow-off.
Yeah, that, but from the way it sounded with his interviews and everything, that once he's done, he's done. So
which is completely fair.
But
who's saying the end of his contract with WWE is when he's done?
Well, what he said was 2026 will be his last year wrestling.
Right. He didn't say with
he
what
was
company.
interviewed recently being asked if he would go anywhere else, and he said, no, once I'm done, I'm done. I'm not going to AEW, and I'm not going back to TNA to wrestle. Which you could still say never.
Yeah, I do not see him going to AEW. I think that's the least likely option out of everything. I would say an extension with WWE or TNA contract for a couple of months are way more probable.
Yeah, there's definitely don't see him going to AEW, even with a lighter schedule.
What up?
But like I said, like if I was WWE, I would try to talk him into it. If not, then we're looking at Elimination Chamber being his final match. Where does Gunther do for WrestleMania? Like, how are you going to top his last two matches? Last two big matches we've seen. Him retiring John Cena, him retiring AJ Styles, and then in the middle of that, he beat R-Truth on Raw.
Mysterio, Orton.
Now I got a question. Do you want Gunther
Lesnar.
Do we want Gunther to retire Ray, or would you rather have Dom do that?
That's Dom.
I guess,
I feel like
they might just feed him to Gunther because I mean, I don't think Dom and Ray need that.
Feeding. They don't need it, but it would be something that would fit the Dominic Mysterio character. He's the greatest luchador of all time. He just beat and retired the greatest luchador of all time,
who also happened to be his father.
And yeah. Yo, so if we ever own our own wrestling company, we do not let BJ book anything whatsoever.
Oh, I'd pack the place. You don't even know. Because it wouldn't be predictable.
See, one of you would be the Gordon, one would be the Heyman, and I'm not sure which is which.
Oh, dude, and I mean, I could see maybe Orton, but that kind of depends on what they decide to do with him, because he, on Friday night, said to Cody, hey, I'm coming for that championship.
Rumble or Elimination Chamber, that match happens, and then Gunther's the Mania match.
But I don't think that Orton's retiring anytime soon. Like,
yeah, he's
like if you're going to save,
he's in bad shape.
I mean, it could be an unannounced retirement run by Orton that we're seeing, like with the way he came back the other night.
I mean, he's even said that he knows his time's limited. But if they're only going to use him for big storylines, people like him, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, even to a degree like CM Punk, Chris Jericho, if he returns to WWE, are all special attractions. I don't ever expect them to be around week in, week out.
Well, yeah, and these are also all guys in their 40s,
You'd be surprised how old a lot of the roster is now. That is at the top of the card.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of these guys aren't exactly young and what we would consider in their prime.
Yeah, that is very true at this point. But luckily, they've got a fairly young crew of stars that they're bringing up, and we'll talk about that a little later. But yeah, this aging crop and where they're going, we'll see what happens, and if Gunther retires everybody.
Oh
yes,
hurts.
my voice is understandable.
My back doesn't hurt. My head hurts.
They counsel me to take Advil. Thanks, Nelson.
But yeah, I mean, the whole Gunther thing's been a very big topic of conversation. It's just weird to a point that after doing that, it's just like, he just retired Cena, possibly retiring AJ Styles. Mm-hmm. I feel like unless he's in a world title match at WrestleMania, you're not really topping that.
He deserves to be in a world title match.
I feel like Rey Mysterio would be an option, but okay, if Gunther's just put down AJ and Cena, the ending of that match is also obvious.
What if you somehow have it with Gunter and Punk/Braun?
I mean, we have to see what happens because I think there's a good chance Breaker could beat Punk for that title.
Same here,
On
which
Monday
is why I
night.
said Punk/Braun.
That would be interesting.
Right? That's a hell of a prospect for a match right there.
I mean, and then we have to remember, we have probably in the waves of returns, if it's true, it's going to be Chris Jericho at some point. We're going to have...
I'm ready to break the walls back down.
Yeah, Adam Pearce's little tease for this week when he was promoting Raw. Let's see who shows up and breaks the walls down this week.
Oh, please. Please, please let it be on this Raw Netflix first anniversary show. I want to see a countdown at some point. That's all I need. Hi, Tara.
Hey, Tara.
You
Great
know what?
today,
Let me be...
just in case you were wondering.
Let me be honest. You know what? I wouldn't mind them starting a countdown on Raw that ends at the Royal Rumble, but in the middle of the men's Rumble match and also syncs up to the next person coming out, and then it's Jericho.
Yes.
Maybe even at the number 1 spot or number 2 spot.
Any of the above. I'm good with that.
Yes, it is a Stranger Things Raw.
I'm going. Yep, there it is. Grape Fago today, Tara. There we are. And yeah,
The
all the
Great
Stranger
Grape
Things
Fago.
references are going to get lost on me because I haven't watched since like season 2.
I just binge watched season 3 yesterday.
I haven't seen 3 since the day it came out, and I watched it all on the day.
So yeah, we're all well behind on everything Stranger Things. So whatever.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not really worried about it.
Same. I still got to try that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying it.
So curious as to what that would taste like.
I mean, it's just a way
Maybe.
to promote. You know, it's not like we haven't seen AEW do this with
Watch. We're
with
gonna have
DC Comics.
we're gonna have an upside down match.
Yeah,
They're gonna turn the lights all crazy in the arena.
Yeah, we do know that wrestling crossovers with pop culture are definitely a thing, and yeah, I've got the comic books to prove it from DCKO with the AEW crossovers. Yeah, right there, we got the first one with Lobo and Hangman Adam Page, and the one that came out more recently with Tony Storm and Power Girl right there. Another one's coming out fairly soon, so yeah, I've already got that in my pull list. Yep, there we go. Nerd.
Nerd.
Thanks.
We don't have the nerd sound clip, so you know.
So yes, this Stranger Netflix Raw that we're going to be getting. Don't know what that's going to entail. I assume, obviously the entire cast will be there. If anything wacky is going to happen, like maybe, I don't know if thank you. I don't know if lights are going to flicker and the Wyatt Six are going to show up just because it's a supernatural thing or anything like
They're
that.
pretty ingrained in a SmackDown storyline.
I know they are, but
So
I'm
unless
thinking
they-
if there's one episode of Raw they might show up on, this could be it. Is all I'm saying.
Oh, I know. Austin Theory is going to go missing. And Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Logan Paul are going to go out to find him. And they're going to find, I don't know.
No, look, they're going to find him tied up under the ring with an egg.
Hey.
I like it. Book it.
Hey! He said finally to book something. And you know what it's going to draw? Absolutely nothing, but we will laugh about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think really this Stranger Thing crossover really makes anyone aware of on one side or the other of the other. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
Like,
feel like they
that-
already know, and they're just trying to
Pretty
play up
interconnected Venn
viewership.
diagram there.
yeah, like anyone who's watching Stranger Things, like 99% they're going to be like, oh yeah, WWE. I totally know what that is. And vice
Same the other way.
versa.
It's that Netflix corporate synergy.
Yeah.
So, where do we see this Usos, to get kind of back on topic real quick, this Usos tag team run going?
Probably till
heel.
WrestleMania. Sorry, I
I
sound
was
heel.
waiting for it this week.
Turn heel, crush everybody. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I figure they run with it till Mania. I don't know about the heel turn, but I figure they lose them, then maybe Backlash they hold them, or whatever they're going to call that pay-per-view now after Mania. So I see him getting a
I
couple
think it's
months out of it.
Backlash still.
Okay. So yeah, I see him getting a couple months out of it, but I don't see this being some kind of a new record-breaking run or anything.
You're right, Beth.
I agree with that. I don't think this is something big that's going. But I could see them, if it's not WrestleMania, then around SummerSlam time. But if they go back
Sure.
to their Uso Penitentiary days, we could be seeing more than one more run from them.
Oh, sure. You know, they could feud with a couple of teams that are out there easily enough. No problem.
I do feel like, though, looking at the landscape of some things, we could see Division chase all the gold at this point. Because we could get, like I said, Logan Paul and Austin Theory tag team. I think that would fit really well together. And you have Bronson Reed to step in when needed.
Do you have him go after the IC belt?
Yeah, why not? And
Sure.
if I'm always going to make the Evolution comparison, that's what Evolution did.
Yeah, went for all the gold at once.
And at one point, they held it all.
Makes sense to me. If you're gonna make a dominant faction, they gotta have all the gold to be that dominant.
I would prefer to not say, and I'm assuming you mean like with Roman.
No, we were
No,
actually
we're
talking about
the
Division.
Vision.
Oh, talking about the. Oh, you moved on. Okay, was I gone that long?
Like by WrestleMania time, we say the Vision captures all the gold on Raw for the men.
Okay, I thought you were still talking about the
Evolution.
bloodline.
No, there was a little bit of a flow between that, but yeah, you missed that flow.
All right, way to ruin it.
Yeah, it's okay.
I mean, but let's be honest.
But were you
If
going to
they-
say you would prefer that to be the Vision?
Oh yeah, I would. Well, I would rather not see the bloodline because that's what I initially thought you were saying. Do something like that. But yeah, Division, I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. But who do you think is the tag team, and who's going after the? Well, obviously Braun's going after the main title, but who's the tag team in there, and who's the undercard?
Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and then Bronson Reed, Intercontinental Champion.
Okay.
Because whoever
Alright.
beats him for that Intercontinental Championship is going to get a nice rub out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Especially if it's somebody that he's had beef with in the past.
Right, like Roman Reigns.
Now, crazy thought. What if they were to make Logan Paul the IC guy and Bronson and Austin the tag team?
I mean, Freebird rule in the end, I think would also get played.
I'm
if
not
they all
talking
don't
Freebird.
get-
No,
They
Freebird
haven't really
rule.
been doing a Freebird rule.
No Freebird rule. That's just what I said straight up.
Eventually, it would get played, but just straight up with Theory and Bronson Reed, that would be fine.
And then
That
Logan
would be
Paul with
fine.
that IC belt. How annoying would he be with that IC belt?
I think him and Austin Theory would be even more annoying as the tag team champions.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just real
I
quick,
feel-
the Freebird rule is with a stable of three, a la the New Day. Any two of
Or
the
the
three of them
Freebird.
could defend. Yep, just like the
Or the
tag team, the
fabulous
Freebird.
Freebird.
Yeah, but I was thinking of something more recent as an example. Thank you
Yeah,
very
so like
much.
Grayson Waller and Xavier Woods win the belt. well, Kofi and Grayson can defend them.
Well,
yeah,
it's kind of
just
what
like
it's kind of what Solo did with the tag belts when that whole kerfuffle with all the injuries
Yeah.
happened around them, and he was
Well, he
like,
just
"Okay,
kinda
now you're
like-
the tag champ. Now you're the tag champ."
Well, he only did it once, right? He just took it from
No,
Fatu
he
and
took
gave
the
it
belt
to.
away and gave it to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he
But
gave it to Jacob Fatu the one, and then when Tama came back, then he took it from Fatu and said, "You're going to be my enforcer, and I can't have you having a belt."
Right.
And the most recent example of it was the first NXT tag team title run with Dark State.
Yes,
Because they
Oh,
used the
yeah.
free bird rule at that point. So as long as it's within the stable, but if you were to do it evolution style
yeah,
and have every man have gold, you eliminate the free bird rule like that. Unless
Yep.
there's an injury or something. And they're like, and they storyline it in like, oh hey, he's subbing in because the other guys couldn't go tonight, and we still want this match to happen.
right. So, but yeah, if you're just doing it straight up, I kind of like Logan Paul. I can't believe I've said that word together, but I kind of like Logan Paul with the IC belt a little better than I like him with the tag belt. And Bronson Reed teaming with Austin Theory, that sounds like a pretty decent, like, you got the big guy, small guy tag team going.
I mean, or you do Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, and you let Austin Theory go after that Intercontinental Championship.
I don't think he's got enough star power just yet for that IC belt, and I don't think he could be the type. Maybe he could be the type of guy that the belt makes him, but
Yeah, that's where you would be doing it at this point, because you're also going to use it to. He is a former United States champion. He has beaten John Cena. He does have big wins. He is credible to do it. He is a former Money in the Bank winner.
okay. And then Logan Paul and Bronson Reed as a tag team. You got the high flyer and the big man.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that being fun too.
And Logan Paul having somebody like Bronson Reed to be able to stand
jump
behind, or in the case that he's talking trash to somebody and you just see Logan Paul hiding behind him the entire time.
Yeah.
Like there's the potential there, but it just
So pretty
Bronson.
much any combination works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as long as Braun Breaker's at the top of the food chain.
Right. Which he clearly is. No
Yes.
one's disputing that.
Right.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see where things go with Austin Theory added to that group.
And that all got started with us saying, how long are the Usos going to hold on to this, and getting to, no, the Vision's going to take those belts.
At some point, yeah. Speaking of other new champions, over on SmackDown, Giulia defeated Chelsea Green to get back the Women's United States Championship.
I think they're going to
Yeah.
bump Chelsea up into the main
Okay.
title picture.
That's the only acceptable reason for that to happen.
You know what? I would love to see Chelsea win the Rumble.
Yeah.
How
I think that's a
annoying.
huge possibility right now.
How annoying would her character be? And especially, and I hate to say this and put this back out there just to be mentioned. So last year when WWE Unreal came out, dude, she pitched the idea of 28 and 29 being the last two in the ring, and they eliminate each other. And she comes out at 30, gets in the ring, and automatically wins because everybody else has been eliminated and never had to lift a finger to do anything.
That would be funny.
Kind of like, the beginning of the Royal Rumble in 2001 when Drew Carey came out third and the Hardys quickly eliminated each other.
And then, he had to face Kane.
Yeah. He didn't quite face Kane as much
No,
as
not really.
Coward and ran from Kane.
Yes.
I got to rewatch that. That's one of my
We
favorites.
just watched that
We
a couple
did.
weeks ago.
We
Nice.
did. We just happened to. That's why it was so fresh in my head that he had to face Kane.
That was such a great Rumble. And then it got hardcore toward the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a great Rumble.
And then the ending was all the usual suspects that you would have expected
Everyone,
with
yeah,
that era.
yeah.
Well, Also, speaking of division real quick, that opening promo where they introduced Theory and then we get to the back end of it where CM Punk and Braun Breaker had a nice face-off promo with each other. Like, it would not surprise me to see them hotshot that title onto him for a long-term program with Punk or somebody else. It really would not surprise me.
Yeah.
I kind of expect Braun to win the belt.
Because then you open up the door for somebody like Gunther to be in a position, coming out, retiring, two of the greatest to ever do it, and being in a world title picture going into WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, how about a match with potentially Gunther, Braun, and maybe CM Punk thrown in there for a little extra spice?
Last week
Not
when
at
we
Mania.
last week when we were talking about like Jericho's return, I wouldn't mind seeing a Jericho Punk feud. Like they had a really good feud a long time ago, and we never really got to see it in AEW because all that didn't last that long. We have a chance just to revisit.
Wait,
that.
CM Punk was in AEW?
Interception. Sorry. Yeah, wait, what?
Yeah, WWE intercepted CM Punk.
While he was in AEW. Impressive.
I mean, technically...
That's kind of what happened, yeah.
Technically, CM Punk is still the AEW World Champion. I'm just saying.
Nah, man, I'm a firm believer that you leave a company, the championship don't go with you. That's company property, not yours.
He didn't leave the company. He got fired. There's a difference. He got fired. He didn't just
Doesn't
leave.
matter. When you're fired, you're stripped.
When your name goes into the alumni section.
Yeah, you are hereby stripped, sir. Thank you and good day.
No, he never got beaten for that title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just like Bret Hart never got beat for the WWF title, but Goldberg still got to end his career in WCW.
Unplanned as it may have been.
Oh, what? The screw job?
Right,
yeah.
Let's do it. CM Punk versus MJF one more time.
How much I would love to see MJF in WWE. We will eventually, but he has to get to a point where he's past all this type of stuff he's doing now. Because a lot of his stuff, he would never be allowed to say on WWE TV.
Oh, yeah. They have to tone him down a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to tone down naturally before he can go to WWE.
Yeah.
He needs some time to mellow, as they say.
But yeah, so where does Giulia go from here? Are we finally going to see them maybe actually do something with her to give her...
We can hope.
Tag team division with Kiana.
But
she's got the U.S. belt.
Oh, yeah.
You wanted to Sol Ruka this thing?
I'm sorry, she just won the belt. Hopefully they do something more with her than they did.
Yeah, give her some defenses this time.
I'm looking at the roster. There aren't a lot of people out there like
Lash Legend. I mean, her and Nia are kind of.
I mean, even though they kind of teased eventually Jordan Grace and Jade Cargill, you could do Jordan and Giulia.
Right. Yeah. To get to that point.
And for some reason, right now, Michin is in the world title picture. So,
she got injured.
Oh, did she? So what, is B-Fab taking her spot against Jade now?
They said they did. They during a promo when the Jade and Jordan Grace thing happened.
Yeah.
That whole segment was because she injured her at a house show.
Yeah.
With its storyline.
Right.
Now B-Fab's got nothing.
There aren't a lot of names there for Giulia, to feud with. And I get that, why they didn't do anything with her. There aren't a lot of names for her to do anything with. Hopefully this run we'll see something a little bit better.
Saying, give her a defense against Alba Fire. There's one she could get.
Yeah,
that would be incredible. Yeah, and
can-
then
I-
after that, Chelsea Green gets another shot, maybe, and she loses again. That gives her some more credibility. Meantime, you've got to build up her personality, and it can't just be through Kiana James.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
I
she
mean,
needs to-
there's another person, Kiana James, to turn on her at some point and chase after
True.
that title.
But
If
like,
you
who
want to
shit?
turn
Baby
Julia
face.
face again, sure.
Yeah.
We've seen her in like 2 matches. Like, who, since she's come back from injury, maybe not even.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, interception.
Oh, that was a bad throw too.
Yeah, it was a horrible throw. Just Tanner McGee.
Quality
And
wrestling.
she's turned
now,
into a
folks.
football stream.
Sorry.
Yeah, other things on SmackDown. Randy Orton returned, wished Miz a happy new year, and arcade him after Miz tried proposing a tag team, Miz KO.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. Ms. KO. Twice.
Let's just get to Cody versus Orton already. We know it's coming.
We've been waiting
At
for it
Rumble.
for like 2 years now. So and then how about Matt Cardona's return being Kit Wilson?
Yeah,
Kit Wilson, KIT.
Kit. As in Wiley Kit, Wiley Cat.
Being his mystery opponent. And subsequently losing to Matt Cardona.
Yep. Yeah, I'm quite happy to see Matt Cardona make his appearance in WWE. And apparently, yeah, he's got some kind of a contract. I don't know what that means for his independent wrestling gigs.
Because
that he
apparently
makes.
he's still booked for some indie shows, as far as I know.
Okay.
He was booked for ACW last night, but he sent in a video where he relinquished the championship and they crowned a new champion last night.
Okay, so he might, yeah. So he
He
might
did.
just,
They just showed for Juggalo Championship Wrestling him winning their world championship,
Yep.
and now they have to quickly shift gears.
So be it. But hey, you can't begrudge the guy for signing the contract and going where he's going. Yeah, his wife's there. He's on the show with her on SmackDown. Yeah, it makes sense. Why
Yeah,
not?
And you know what? And he's one of those people, and I've seen a couple people posting about it over the weekend, that he's somebody who left the Indies in a better spot than it was when he came in.
Oh,
coming out of
absolutely.
WWE.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Matt Cardona, the Indies, thank you, and Godspeed back with the big company.
What do you see him going from here at the moment? His last appearance, they did have a promo that they showed with him and LA Knight online.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
You
just
know.
hope it's not a blood feud with the Miz or something like that.
I could easily see him just slammed right into that U.S. title picture, like just in that whole group of guys in the mid card there, just right off
Right.
the bat. Because SmackDown's now 3 hours, they got a lot more time to fill. So
Which
Oh,
they
that makes
did-
a lot of sense, yeah.
They did a good job filling it this week. A couple of the matches went longer than I expected. Then I started remembering, like, oh yeah, because I got home from Friday night show. I come upstairs and I'm like, wait, SmackDown's still on? Like, oh yeah, 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it makes sense that they're looking to fill out more space on the roster because they got a whole nother hour every week. So and Matt Cardona being there, very nice pickup for him, and I would definitely love to see him put it right into that U.S. title mid card picture.
You know what? If the world title picture wasn't probably so set in stone on Raw right now, I would love to see him debut on Raw and kind of be inserted into that picture. I think he's built up enough not to win the title, but you put him in that picture, then you could scale him back. Big debut, take him back to the mid card a little bit, win that Intercontinental Championship, because I can't see him being inserted against Cody Rhodes at any time right now.
No, not right now. But Zack Ryder is a former WWE World Champion, correct?
No. Zack Ryder never.
Intercontinental.
Intercontinental and United States and tag team champion.
So, yeah, I don't think you start him off in any world title picture, no matter what he's done in the indies. Yeah.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, it's something to say that guys who have come back from that type of thing, somebody like Drew McIntyre, who went to the indies, rebuilt his whole image, went to TNA, got re-signed to WWE, and look where he is now. He went from the chosen one to 3MB.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we've seen some of these guys, and especially now going after being released from WWE, it's like, if you want to come back, do the Drew McIntyre thing. Go out there and learn. You still have more to learn.
Drew thing, the Cody thing, now the Matt Cardona thing.
Yeah. So there's something to say that he got to build himself back up, and he gets to be sort of himself. He's not Zack Ryder no more, which is a very big deal because, you know, when he appeared for WWE for that John Cena tournament,
it was Zack Ryder.
Fans kind of was riding him on social media for a little bit for coming out to Zack Ryder.
Well, I mean, it was
Zack
also
Ryder had
it was after he had come on NXT as Matt Cardona, so of course they're going to rib him some online about that.
Cena never had a feud with Matt Cardona.
Yeah,
Cena
he
had a feud with Zack Ryder.
That's what I was going to say. Thank you.
Oh,
my point was to why people online would be razzing him anyway, and it didn't matter. It's just like, you came back as Zack, and yeah,
that's what people online do.
Yeah,
Yep.
Exactly. So, but yeah, good to see Matt Cardona with the WWE contract again.
Yeah.
Yep, and then we had the Trick Williams call up on SmackDown this week being made official. And it looks like we're going to have a program with him and Sami Zayn, which is a good starting point for him.
Oh, yeah, I like it. So SmackDown's the right spot for him, and it made sense to do it on the first episode of the year because, you know, new month, new year, new contract kicks in, everything. There you go. Have him make his debut right there.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we've talked about the last couple of weeks. Trick Williams was logical for SmackDown. Then we had, as I said earlier, the Jordynne Grace Jade interaction, which all reports are saying that she's going to SmackDown as well, which means they could be looking to beef up that women's U.S. division some, because that'd be a good starting point for her, given the current world title picture there. But she knows that she's winning that title to get to the other one.
Yeah, eventually. Yep. Jordynne Grace will be a women's champion in WWE. It's just going to be a matter of building her up correctly and getting her there at the right timing.
It looks like we have people. There's still Javon Evans, which will probably go to Raw at this point. My only thing is was the Oba Femi package they showed. Like I said to you guys earlier, that they showed it in the blue SmackDown style lettering instead of that green that they usually use for all his name stuff. Kind of teasing that he's going to SmackDown, which, if that's the case, that's going to be very interesting because I personally think you should keep him and Trick apart so they both get the spotlight that they deserve. Because the second Oba debuts, that can take some of that spotlight away from Trick because Oba gets natural reactions from the crowd. He has that Goldberg-style chant going for him now. Like, that crowd's 100% behind him way more than Trick. Even if they're going to boo him.
I see all of your points, but they made it work on NXT. Which is why I feel like they could make it work on SmackDown as well if that's the direction they do in fact go. I totally agree with all of your points about why he should go to Raw, but I think it could work with Oba on SmackDown too.
Well, at least with NXT, it was a phasing in and out. Trick Williams was part of one thing, and he had moved on to other things to where Oba was you were able to keep them apart until needed to come together to have that one last big match for the championship. After that, they should be kept separate again. A lot like John Cena and Batista, so that when you get to the point where they finally have this big match when they're both at the top, you know, because then you're also limiting, I think, Oba, because I think a lot of the better big guys to work with are also on Raw. Rusev, Sheamus, Gunther.
Well, Sheamus is hurt right now.
El Grande / Ludwig Kaiser.
A Grande Kaiser? It's a big role.
Biggest Kaiser roll you'll ever see, people. The El Grande Kaiser.
How much pork roll can I put on that?
Let's find out.
Sorry, folks. I guess I'm hungry.
I got some burgers waiting for me as soon as we get off there.
Nice.
But yeah, I just feel like it would make more sense if that is the case, and he is also going to SmackDown. Because I'm not saying you can't keep their paths apart. I'm just saying you're limiting your time that you can before they're eventually somehow going to butt heads to where, let's just say you put Oba on Raw and you have them in the finals of the King of the Ring this year if they do it. Now you brought them
devil's
together.
advocate a little. I totally agree with you. I just felt like playing devil's advocate.
Because then you could just give us the teases. You know, the one person I would like to see Oba work with on SmackDown, though, it would either be Drew McIntyre or returning Jacob Fatu.
Oh, yeah, both of those.
Yeah.
Because they both would be great stepping stones to get to a bigger match.
Yep.
Especially if Oba's allowed to still run with that NXT championship and they just don't strip him of it. Which I think as long as even if he gets beaten in NXT, I don't think it would affect anything on the main roster. Because, like, hey, we all lose. As long as he's not a champion also on the main roster. A lot like how Kevin Owens did it when he was U.S. champion and NXT champion.
Right.
Because now you just put yourself kind of in a corner there. Like, how can you justify the young guy beating this guy who holds gold on the main roster simultaneously? Not so, you know, it's one of those things too where it was like where we're seeing like the New Day go down and win those tag team titles, or Becky Lynch go win that world title just because Tiffy opened her big mouth.
That was kind of fun.
It just gets to a point where it's like we see where all that's led to.
Well,
like Becky Lynch, how much of a fan of her I am, her character right now is so boring.
I was going to say that Becky thing with Tiffany wound up being a little fortuitous because then she was able to help build up Lyra in that whole situation. So, worked out.
And that's good because I get the idea of it. It's just now when they go back to the main roster, like Becky Lynch has lost to a bunch of people who were in NXT at the time, whether they're on the main roster or not. And now most recently, she lost to a person who only had 2 wins under her belt. And Becky Lynch being the second win.
Hey, Maxine's a lot better than she was. She's been training with Natty, so there you go.
That's the feud I need to see. I need this, like, version of Natty we see in other places to be in WWE.
Have Natty turn on Maxine and just completely destroy her.
Yes. Yeah, that's how that ends.
And then ultimately Maxine will beat her for the, to retain the belt.
Or to get it back after Natty took it off of her.
In my scenario, like, she gets destroyed outside of a match.
Ah, okay.
Let's change some gears real quick and talk some AEW because we're going to be going back to SmackDown. There's still more stuff to talk about. A match that was amazing, and I didn't watch it till yesterday because we were getting ready to go live for the New Year's stream, and I didn't want to sit here and try watching that while doing this. Willow Nightingale defeating Mercedes Mone for the TBS Championship, and in the process becoming the first woman to be a dual champion in AEW history.
Yeah,
As
good
she
for
is the
Willow.
current co-holder of the Women's Tag Team Championships. Her and Chris Statlander finally pieced it up after the match. As well, her coming out to congratulate her. Willow getting the belt back that she lost originally to Mercedes.
Yeah, congratulations to Willow. She definitely earned every part of that. As I said
Excuse me
before,
real quick.
I wasn't expecting it to happen, but I'm glad it did.
Yeah, anything to continue to bring Mercedes back down to earth.
Yeah, there's that too. I feel like DG is still with us.
I realize now that I completely missed Dynamite. I was taking a nap because I had a stream to get ready for, and which was epic, by the way. If
Yes,
you guys didn't catch our New Year's stream, it was a lot of fun.
yeah, I was
DG
able to
got
hop
drunk.
in. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't there for the whole time, but while I was there, I had a good time.
Yeah, yeah. DG got pretty fired up. He was a riot.
So yeah, and I didn't take any notes because I was watching AEW while I was at work. So yeah, I barely remember what else happened there. So
Other things on AEW, the opening segment,
there he's
MJF
back.
my dog was being stupid, so I had to go correct her being stupid.
Stupid dog.
MJF brought back the Triple B.
Yes, he did.
And
It's a different belt color though. It's one of their darker patterns that he decided to go with this time, as opposed to the lighter one that he had the last time.
Yep. And during that segment, Kenny Omega interrupts him with from the Tron, saying that he's coming for him. And then after that, we got Swerve and Page coming out, who beat up a ton of security guards with a chain. And then we had Samoa Joe also appear, which is setting up for this week on Dynamite, a Lights Out match. Swerve and Page versus Hook and Powerhouse Hobbs.
Should be a fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of moving parts to AEW's opening segment this week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just when you think it was going to end, there was more.
What did they turn into WWE?
No,
yeah, a
they're
little bit.
AEW. And if the rumors are true, since I have spoken ill of AEW, I will never have a job with them.
I mean, I'd never have a job. If I whatever.
We had Moxley defeat Josh Alexander in a Continental Championship Eliminator match. After the match, Shelton Benjamin and MVP come out. Looks like Shelton's going to be gunning for that belt. That should be a cool feud to see.
Mm-hmm.
Triangle of Chaos had a segment where it looks like Tekla's going to be going after that women's championship.
Yep. That was a pretty good promo that she cut there.
It was a good promo. It just didn't connect with me.
That's fair.
I don't know.
I do have to note though that Sky Blue did find a way finally to make that little wink that she did as a face into a heel wink. So good for her for finally figuring that out.
Yeah. Ricochet retained the International Championship against Jack Perry. They did a whole angle with that where Luchasaurus apparently has a shoulder injury, and they really played that up to write him off for a while. So it'll be interesting to see where things go with that now. I didn't catch Collision this week. Honestly, I was watching other things today, doing other things, didn't even think about putting it on.
Yeah, I was watching the show from this past Friday night at Pro Wrestling Star Academy, the SPO show. So,
What an amazing show. If anyone's
wait for
interested,
Tuesday.
we will be talking about that Tuesday. You don't want to miss
Yes.
this episode.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
we will have special guest who has been on the show, who also requested to come on the show. Kid Legend will be joining us Tuesday.
So make sure you join us to see what he has to say.
And we may have more guests.
Okay. All right.
Okay? Yeah, right?
One announce and some more potentials. I like it.
It's just a maybe.
It's a hard maybe.
Let's see. But yeah, AEW. It was a good show this week. Josh Alexander and Mox put on a hell of a match. But yeah, let's jump back over to SmackDown before I have one other thing before we talk about some of our other bullet points for today. The first ever ambulance match on SmackDown with Damian Priest and Aleister Black.
Is this going to be the end of that feud?
It should
I
be.
hope.
I mean, I wish it had been a casket match, if so, but
Does any feud ever truly end, though? There's
it
always
will-
a chance it gets revisited at some point.
But can it just end for a little while?
Yeah. Yeah, let them both move on to someone else for a bit. Thank you.
And I mean, especially with Royal Rumble coming up and everything, like it feels like a lot of these other guys now, like Damian Priest being outside of a feud will be good
Yep.
because you could use something to happen to
Right.
for whatever he's going to be doing.
Yeah. you
Same
can
thing
spark
with
something,
Aleister
right?
Black.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this feud just takes a month and a half off and picks back up for a casket match at WrestleMania.
Maybe.
Both these guys have
if they
lit
can
themselves.
figure out a way to put a fresh coat of, like, making it have a new car smell again somehow, but I think you need longer than a month and a half for that.
Well, this is
Yeah.
WWE, so
Again, I say you need longer than a month and a half for that.
I mean, the best way I would say if you were going to jumpstart it, Elimination Chamber, Aleister Black somehow gets in the chamber and costs Damian Priest to win. Where
Is Priest
where he
even
could-
going to be in Elimination Chamber?
I mean, coming off of that, and depending on who wins the Rumble as well, because whoever wins the Rumble, whatever title they go after, we'll know from there. But typically, Elimination Chamber the last couple of years has been a mix of guys from both shows vying for that other world title shot.
Sure, but who's saying Priest would even be in Elimination Chamber in the first place? It could be 3 other guys from SmackDown that wind up there.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just looking at something that I feel like would make sense to have him in that match.
But that's like barely a month and a half down the road, and as
Unfortunately,
we've already had, not enough time for the stale to get off of this feud.
How unfortunate it is, I would also see Drew McIntyre in that match because I don't really see him beating Cody.
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't
Yeah, I
mind Drew
would
beating
not
Cody.
mind at all.
I mean, at this point, I just think that if the direction that is true that they were going with stuff being set up from War Games being one of them being the interaction between Cody and Roman, it seems like there's a tease along the way for a match, which at the moment, I don't see Roman competing in the Elimination Chamber.
Crazy
So,
thought here.
He
What
would
if
win the Rumble.
crazy thought? What if you put the strap on Drew now? Cody loses it at Bash in Berlin, and Roman Cody happens at Mania with no belt on the line at all.
Then how do you make that match seem important considering the first 2 matches have both been?
Why do you
For-
need a
for the
belt on
WWE?
it for this third blow-off match when they're 1-1? You don't need a belt on it at all. Use Drew with that belt at Mania to have someone else in there.
No. I see your logic. I just feel like the match. I'd be like, so what makes this so important that their first 2 matches were for a championship?
Now it's
Like
for
the
pride.
first match was
now
the
it's personal.
First one was straight up 1-on-1.
Now
The
it's
second
personal.
one was
Yeah,
Bloodline
you have-
rules.
yeah. So yeah, you just have a personal vendetta match for
Hey,
whatever reason.
Captain Heel.
Maybe you have Roman like for however it happens, Roman costs Cody the title, whatever, and now it's personal, or Roman just decides, hey, you may have lost the belt, but we're still 1-1. I still have one more match I need against you at WrestleMania to see just which one of us is better. We don't need a belt on it or anything. That's a fine setup for that.
Honestly, that blow off match should be waiting another year if no title's going to be involved. I don't think you do it this year. Then you let Cody drop the title to somebody in a moment. Now,
and then you just have Cody Roman in front of the Saudi crowd with no belt.
Yep.
Sure, that's fine.
I would say if that's the case, the match I still feel like would need. Hey.
Oh wow, we found that 30 minutes. There it is.
Which we ran down as one of our favorite Hall of Fame clippets there on our New Year's show.
Oh man,
it's one of those
I'm
very
sorry, I'm a little
fine
emotional. I'm going to have to take a moment knowing that we finally found those 30 minutes. Excuse me, I'll be right back.
Oh, that's some good shit. But yeah, if there's no title, there has to be, I feel like, something on the line besides pride.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just super uninvested in seeing that match right now. I mean, and obviously it hasn't been built up to at this point. But like
we still have time for some type of build up.
But at the same time, I think there's too much going on that they've been planting the seeds to. I think they might hold off on that.
I feel like if Cody were to drop the title, though, you could let them have a moment in the Rumble that would lead somehow to that match, and then you could play it through Elimination Chamber still. Somehow.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Cody Orton at Mania
for the title.
Yeah, which doesn't necessarily mean that Cody wins against Drew, because there's still plenty of time for him to get it back.
At that point, you know what? I would reverse the role and have Cody go in as the challenger against a champion Orton.
Have Orton beat Drew for it.
And then you give us the match, version of the match we would have gotten last year with Kane.
No. Here's why that doesn't work. This whole build-up, it's been Orton staring at the belt on Cody.
Cody turns heel finally after the loss to Drew. The loss to Drew is what pushes him over the edge. Hey,
Okay.
everybody's clamoring for this Cody heel turn, waiting for him to go Homelander. What better than all of a sudden he has Drew still breathing down his throat and he's starting to have the roster come up to him. I'm coming for that belt. I'm coming for that belt. You know, eventually something's going to have to happen that even Superman has been broken.
I mean, it's a possibility, but...
And if anybody's going to push any single person over that edge right now, it's Drew McIntyre.
I don't think the Cody heel turn's going to happen until after Mania, if it does happen ever.
What if it happens at Mania?
Against Orton?
Yeah.
I'm all right with that.
It's a nice way to keep Randy face.
No, Randy's going to be the heel going into this in the way I've mentally booked it.
Now, I'd want them going in almost as face as the mutual respecting, to where I think that would be missing between Roman and Cody. I just feel like that, like they've worked together, but it's always been at ends with each
But
other.
how long can you do that without, revealing Orton for the maniac that he is?
When it comes to the WWE title, let Orton teasing, putt kicking Cody. Let Orton be Orton. Because when it comes to that title, he'll do whatever it takes to win it.
Right, but that's not very face-face then.
Oh, are we really going to go back to what's a face and not a and what's a heel conversation?
Well, according
here?
to your definition.
Chef's already like, how the hell do I get out of here? Where's the exit?
Like, Orton, in general, overall, has been a heel. He's had moments of being a face, but overall, in general, he's been a heel.
I mean, his best work is also as a heel. Like, I take that, like, his mid-2000s run was just Orton terrorizing the roster.
Not only that, anytime he was face, he was only, like, waiting for the right time to turn heel. You know?
The Viper.
And that's
He's a
kind of what
snake.
they're planning. That's what they're planting the seeds for with him and Cody right now. I think that'll be the Mania match. I could be wrong. And like I said,
Makes
it doesn't
sense.
necessarily affect Cody Drew that's about to happen. That could still go either way.
So, with where my brain's been taking WrestleMania, we're going to say Roman Cody's booked. What if instead it's CM Punk or Braun Breaker versus Randy Orton, and Randy Orton wins the Rumble or an Elimination Chamber match to get the other title shot?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Randy against Braun. That'd be pretty fun.
I think
don't
Randy
think
and
against
Punk
Punk.
would.
I don't know about against Punk. I think I'd rather see him go against Braun.
And you could date it all the way back to Punk's return, because Randy Orton returned at that Survivor Series War Games, and then Punk came out at the end of it. Like, you could kind of play it back. I'm just saying as an option, or Braun
It's a reach
Breaker.
for long-term storytelling.
But he could always just say, hey, it's something that sat in the back of my head that I wasn't necessarily happy with. Like,
Maybe.
you kind of took my thunder from me.
Maybe you could. But
We've seen people go after people for much less in pro wrestling.
yeah, but I still think I'd prefer to see Randy working with the younger guys as opposed to, going after CM Punk.
If it's Cody Orton at Mania, I hope that it's a feud that continues throughout the year and not just a one-off at WrestleMania to move on to something else.
The only way that works is if Cody loses the belt to Orton. So
Or Orton wins the Rumble.
I don't think
Because Orton can just be like, oh, I'm calling my shot right now. Cody, if you're champion, you're the one you're who I'm facing at WrestleMania. I told you I was coming for you. I won the Rumble. And then from there, you can play the story however you want. One of whoever turns heel, when it happens, whatever. I just don't want to see somehow in that situation Roman get inserted into the WWE title picture and it's a triple threat.
yeah, which is why I like the idea of Cody Roman with no title possibly being on the line. Neither one.
Or
of them has
save
belt.
it for next year if it has to be a Mania.
Yeah. But apparently there's also rumors that Saudi's trying to get The Rock to have his last match there at WrestleMania next year. So if that's going to happen, I have a feeling that immediate direction idea would be we'd finally do Rock and Roman, and you could kind of do it Bill Goldberg, Brock Lesnar style and let them both go out after that match.
Yeah. I could
Yeah, with like
100%.
Rikishi as special guest referee or something.
I would 100% see that being a Rock final match, Rock versus Roman, the Saudis just throwing money at that match.
Yeah.
100% I could see that happening.
It's a good time. It's this time of year where even my friends who don't watch wrestling all the time kind of start watching because they know the Royal Rumble and they know the Royal Rumble has an effect on WrestleMania. It's the most like interesting 3.5, 4 months of the year for the non-common wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's definitely WWE's most interesting time of the year, most interesting season.
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
Rumble through
it's good.
Mania.
It's good for the indies as well.
Yeah,
I just
everyone
hope they don't
builds off of that.
announce. I just hope they don't announce everyone in advance. You know,
What do you
there's
mean?
no like mystery. Like last year, I think they announced 23 out of 30 for the men's.
I'm fine
Oh,
with
for the
that.
Rumble, you mean?
Or I think it was like 26. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm fine
yeah, I
with
know
that.
what you
That it
mean.
leaves open surprises, but I wish they wouldn't announce so many. Like announce 2/3
Exactly.
of announce 20 of the field if you can, pending on the names.
Not
You
even
know,
like 10.
No,
And then maybe you say who gets number 1, but you don't tell us who number 30 is ever.
you know
Yeah.
what? I don't mind knowing who 30 is because sometimes I'd rather know who 30 is than know who number 1 is.
Why is that?
Because the play up to that moment, like say it's somebody, like let's say Randy Orton's number 30. Oh, who's going to be in that ring left for him to face at that point? You know, I think there's a little bit more mystery in those later spots being announced than the early spots, because you're like, oh, because what's the story for number 1? Oh, and number 2. Oh, will they go the distance? Oh, how long will they last? Those are pretty much and you get them to maybe set up a story with somebody else going forward for WrestleMania or something. Because we know anybody who eliminates Brock Lesnar from the Royal Rumble automatically has a feud going in with him for WrestleMania.
No, botch snap.
And actually, now that I do think about it, I do remember there having been matches where like the winner gets the number 30 and whoever like loses gets the number 1. So we have known like both ends of the spectrum.
You
there.
know what? I wish they would just do that, you know. Hey, we're going to hold a fatal 4-way. All right? And the person who wins the fatal 4-way is the number 30 spot. The person who gets pinned is the number 1 spot. Like, in that case, you're kind of creating an interesting dynamic because that person who's in that number 1 spot as who could be an underdog could be the person who makes it to the end.
Like, let's say, let me just throw this out here. Like, building on that, you have a fatal 4-way. Let's say you throw in like Javon Evans, Trick Williams, Austin Theory, and give me one more SmackDown guy.
Matt Cardona.
There we go. Like, that would be a fun 4-way, and you could definitely have your 1 and 30 come out of that group.
Or even something that would be very interesting. Imagine Division has imagine Braun Breaker loses. And they've pissed Adam Pearce off to the point, since all you guys are talking about the Royal Rumble, all 4 of you in a fatal 4-way with that stipulation. And you put it...
Oh, damn. Oh, wow. I love it.
I like it, yeah.
It would never happen, but damn would I love every second of it.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
If there's going to be 1 male and 1 female in the Rumble this year from outside, a surprise from outside of WWE, who do you guys think it would be?
Outside WWE completely, meaning no NXT talent as well, correct?
What about
Correct.
does TNA talent count or no?
It can.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we can include TNA or anywhere else.
But it would be
Are
someone who...
Are we including Chris Jericho in this potential?
No, because he's already like...
He's free agent and he's all but confirmed.
It's
but
pretty well known that he's gonna
that's
be
why
back.
I was asking. Yeah. Okay. All right. It obviously can't be Joe Hendry because he's now signed. You know, I would pick Leon Slater
Okay.
Yeah,
as my guy from TNA.
that's a good JDC maybe from TNA.
Okay.
He's retiring soon. If you wanted to get him in there one more time, sure.
Right. Get that Pop the Fandango pop.
Yeah. that's the only reason I pick him. You know, I have one for the women.
Okay.
Tessa Blanchard.
Oh
No.
no.
Oh no, no,
No.
no, no! But it would be a very interesting reaction to see that reaction, and in Saudi for the Royal Rumble.
God.
So I got Paige.
That would be cool. Yeah. If rumors are true, she could show up. Yeah, sure.
And a returning Karrion Cross.
Oh, I really like that returning Karrion Cross one.
Oh, but here's my problem. Here's my problem if he returns. He can't use his old entrance with Scarlett anymore. Aleister Black and Zelina kind of stole that from them.
Well,
Completely.
that's the first rivalry. They beat them up and take it back.
Okay. Okay.
Or you just put them over on, you have them be the Raw version and Black and Zelina are the SmackDown one.
Yeah.
It's fine. It works. I mean, you already got Black and Zelina on SmackDown with the Wyatt Six, so whatever.
Yeah, you know. But yeah, there's something that occurred to me
As
a
far
while
as
back.
as far as a woman who could show up there,
Indy Hartwell.
yeah, Indy
I
would
said-
be my top pick. Yeah,
I definitely made a case even for her to win the Royal Rumble last week. Not that it would ever happen, but it would be
Right.
very just interesting to see a TNA star.
there is a case to be made, but yeah, it's not one that's going to come true.
What about Tasha Steelz?
That would be
I
nice.
think she's less likely than Indy, but I wouldn't mind seeing it.
There are bigger names than Tasha and TNA that I think
Yes.
would be in the Rumble.
Agreed.
Let's see. I'm looking at their roster right now. What about some of the either women from By Elegance?
Yeah. I mean,
You could see the inspiration.
they're still finding their footing a little bit after Ash. So if Ash was still around, I'd say her, but she is medically unable to compete. Let's see, who is the TNA Women's Champion right now, and why am I blanking on that?
Indy?
Did she win it?
No, she's. Hold on. I just saw it too. Xia Li, or formerly known as Xia Li.
Okay,
Oh,
yes.
that's right.
Yeah. Lee and Lang. So,
Yes.
yeah, you can bring her back. She's already familiar with WWE. She would be another one along with Indy that would fit.
You know, what about Victoria Crawford?
No.
She's somebody who's
I
been
know,
in the
but
WWE
no.
system.
Yeah, I know, but no. Formerly known
Alicia-
as Alicia Fox.
I would, like I said, the inspiration would be good picks if they're just coming from TNA to fill a spot.
If
It's
you
amazing
could
that
have-
all of your picks are coming from TNA.
Well,
Well,
that's because
that's what we've been talking about at the moment.
if we're being honest, there's
You-
no AEW women that are coming back over there right now. You're not having Tony Storm come over there. to
No,
do
I'm saying,
anything.
well, Paige is a free agent. She's available.
Yeah,
she's
but
likely.
she's not going back to AEW. That's why I thought she was a good pick. There's no way that Saraya is appearing again in AEW.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why it's likely. That's why.
Yeah. I think Paige is a good likely pick.
Yeah.
Indy I think is a solid choice to put in the Rumble either way, but I would throw Paige in on top of that.
Masha Slamovich is a free agent.
I don't know.
Masha's
Not
an
with all
issue.
the stuff.
Masha,
With all
Masha's
her
got
legal
domestic.
issues.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, there's a reason Masha's a free agent.
Yeah, forgot about that.
I don't know if we see any. I think any surprises we see will be within what WWE could get their hands in, or somebody who would be returning that used to be there.
Right, like Paige or Karrion Kross.
You know, maybe we
Yeah.
see one of the maybe also from TNA, maybe we see one of the Hardys.
Yeah, that would make sense. Or both
Yeah.
of them. Why not? Dancing their way in there with Leon.
Leon Slayer, I just think, is probably the obvious choice for the men. Maybe Moose
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, Moose would be another good choice, considering he just had that really good match against Ethan Page for the North American title.
There's a lot of directions they could go. But I think if I'm looking at, I would hope WWE just kind of sticks to what they're doing with some surprises and stuff like that. Like, I think the Rumble surprises are nice. But if we know a third of the field is going to be surprises, that's like every 3 picks. And by the time you get to the end of the Rumble, you're going to lose some of that energy.
Mm-hmm.
But I also agree to a point that not everybody should be announced.
Right.
Or at least an order. We don't know the order.
Yeah. Keep the order mostly a surprise. I think maybe if you want to have 1 in 30 set, cool. But I think beyond that, you really don't want anybody's numbers announced.
Unless you do the roller with the balls.
I would love
Only if
that.
Santino and R-Truth are in charge of it.
Of course.
There would definitely be something to that, like just Royal Rumble Day, like during the pre-show, we see it, and so we get to see the choice of some guys who keep their number a secret, and some, you know, they kind of hint at it or just say it, like, I got number 30, you dumbasses. Guess who's winning? But we all know the winner comes from number 27, so.
The statistically most likely.
Yeah, number 27 has won the Royal Rumble more times than any other number. They like to remind us of that every year.
Yeah. Although 1 is creeping up on it.
Yeah, we've had a couple. The last handful of years, we've had some good runs from the starting spot.
Yep.
Which just even shows that how hard it is to actually do it. Even though Vince McMahon has done it. Started a Rumble and won it.
Sure, Vince.
So, speaking of WWE title stuff, let's talk about what the 3 stages of hell will be for Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre.
Right.
Fall 1, a straight up one-on-one wrestling match. Fall 2, Falls Count Anywhere. And Fall 3, if needed, Steel Cage.
Which you know it's going to be needed.
You know, again, I feel I will repeat myself on this. Drew, I feel like should have been more selective in picking matches types where the referee wouldn't be a direct issue with him.
Mm-hmm.
But as always, Drew is his own worst enemy. Even though it's interesting enough that you're in this situation and you're choosing a basic wrestling match for the first match. I do like how it builds up to the steel cage, because that's something we talked about was,
yes, we did.
How do we get to, if the third fall is needed, what that blow-off's going to be.
Yeah, we agreed either steel cage, hell in the cell, something like that. Maybe last man standing.
My question is, let's just say the fall happens somewhere's in the crowd. Who's going to be dragging who back to the ring as the steel cage is lowering to start the third fall?
Yeah, that's interesting to do a last man standing, a Falls Count Anywhere before doing the cage. Like, you could be halfway across the arena, come back, you have to climb back in that thing.
Yeah. Well, I would say Cody wins the first one. Drew's beating the hell out of him somewhere in the second one, gets that second fall, and then just, Drew's going to be in shape to drag Cody back into the ring more easily than Cody gets into shape to drag Drew back into the ring, I'd say.
In all honesty, I wouldn't be surprised if the first fall that bell rings, Drew hits a Claymore and 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Sure.
be surprised at all about that.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that too.
Because then you could stretch out falls count anywhere in the steel cage match part of it a bit more.
Yeah.
And Drew getting a quick pinfall puts Cody now directly behind the 8 ball. He has to win the next 2 falls.
Right.
Yeah. It would work.
Do we see any type of interference at some point in this match?
No one's really involved in the feud, right?
Well,
No.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So to maybe start to set something up.
Maybe Jericho.
I don't see interference as necessary for this. I think
Jericho
will
will climb the
draw
cage.
focus.
He'll be in a black mask and hoodie, and he'll climb the cage, and then he'll hit a stomp.
Yeah, that's more of a War Games thing, I feel. I feel like it would take away from the feud between these two if there were to be interference.
And
So
anyway,
I honestly
People
don't
propose
want
Jericho.
interference in this one.
and anyway, if I'm giving that to anybody, I feel like Austin Theory would fit that perfectly.
Wait a minute, are we? What month is it?
It is January.
Okay, yeah.
No, man, it's September.
War games.
If it's September, I'm cracking a beer.
Hey, it's September somewhere.
Doesn't work for me, brother.
I'm taking creative control.
I'm better than you, and you know it.
Agree to that.
That's right, man.
But yeah, I honestly do think Cody retains.
Yeah,
And I think
just think Drew take it in this, but I think Cody does retain.
and I think as always, Drew will be his own worst enemy. But at the same time, I feel like Cody in this situation is going to be written to be the exact same way. Because I feel like we're going to have a moment where Cody's going to be like, all right, I got him beat. I'm not pinning him. I'm going to embarrass him and walk out the steel cage door.
Yeah,
And,
something stupid like
and
that.
Drew's going to do something a la Stone Cold walking out the steel cage door at St. Valentine's Day Massacre. And Vince just flips him off to get him back in the ring and beat his ass some more.
Or maybe it could be Jesse Ventura.
Oh, God.
What are you walking out of the ring? That's not how you win a match. Get back in there.
I mean, I don't think Jesse's wrong personally.
Here's where I wouldn't have a problem with that comment if they didn't allow pinfalls and submissions inside the steel cage.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, I agree.
But even then, walking out the door is just showing how much you beat your opponent down and that you were able to have the referee open the door and walk down the steps and let both feet touch the floor over climbing out. It
I
definitely
think it's more
does.
impressive that your opponent's beat down enough that you're able to have enough time to climb up and over and out.
Yeah, but then this comes down to what's more embarrassing, doing it that way or that they still couldn't get up and stop you in time and all they had to
What
do was
looks
grab your
cooler,
foot.
going up and over the ring or just walking through a door?
I mean, either way, we're talking about escaping the cage and winning, so it doesn't matter what looks cool.
But what
as long
looks
as you win.
cooler? What looks cooler?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. What looks cooler?
To me,
This
I
is
think
on
it's cooler
television.
that
What
he's-
looks cooler.
To me, I think it's cooler that he's embarrassing his opponent and walking out the door.
Oh, he's embarrassing him by leaving him on the mat while he's going up and over, which looks freaking cool.
But what looks cool and winning in the end, we're both talking about the same thing.
Yeah, looking cool.
Now here comes the argument when you have somebody like Jeff Hardy climbing up the steel cage. He gets there and you're like,
Jumping
Cool-
inside again.
yeah, then he jumps right back in. Like, yeah.
You had it won, dude. You jumped the wrong way.
Can we just set up some random person laying on a table outside the ring so he sees that first and doesn't think about turning around and just
Yeah, just a
swanton?
dummy mannequin laying there.
No, but then here's the funny part. He goes down, And he takes the bump, but his feet actually never touch the ground, and his opponent still walks out the door because.
Okay, that's the one time you're allowed to walk out.
I mean, if you're going to talk about the coolest way that to win a steel cage is, again, St. Valentine's Day Massacre, when Paul White debuted and threw Stone Cold through the cage and it just swung open and he just let go and won the match. He never had to walk out the door or climb out.
I mean, if you're thrown through the cage and you win that way, I'm down with that too. Because that's pretty badass.
Oh, there's so many things about that match I remember and noticing when it happened that I'm just like, well, that semi-kills kayfabe for me.
Every so often those fourth wall breaks are good.
But in the end, Stone Cold beat Vince McMahon, so I was happy. But yeah, I definitely do see this coming down to the steel cage because that's where the most drama is going to be. And I don't mind seeing, I'd rather see Cody behind the 8-ball because I like this idea of where they were last year as well. Because it seems like it's been an ongoing story with him when he was in his feud with KO. You know, we started seeing this point where his buttons were getting pushed and he started more leaning into that gray area heel side in the way he was acting. And this to be at this point again with Drew a year later, he apparently has not learned his lesson about things getting personal. Even to a point, what if it comes down to it and Nick Aldis screws him out of that championship?
Interesting.
Because they've had a couple interesting interactions the last couple weeks.
Yeah, Aldis seems to be getting a little frustrated with Cody's attitude lately.
Yeah, because it seems like Cody keeps forgetting that if he lays a hand on Drew before Friday night this week, he loses that championship.
Yep.
And I really gotta give them credit in how they're booking Drew. He really knows how to play the mind games. If only that him playing the mind games, a lot of stuff like Triple H did early on, actually culminated to him winning championships. And again, not being his own worst enemy. Because that's what makes me not want to be invested in it. Is that you seem like you're getting to these points, and it's Drew beating Drew. The last time they had a match, Drew grabbed the belt and took the DDT on it. Cody never grabbed the belt. If Drew never grabs that belt, he's not taking the DDT on it, in which being set up for the Crossroads.
You're right.
Part of me hopes that they adjust the stipulations and take away pinfalls and submissions in the steel cage.
Something tells me they're never going to do that again, though.
I feel like there's a place for it. If you were to do that, and this might be the place for it, to where if it comes down to it, or let's just do this. You have it there, and Drew McIntyre wipes out Dan Angler, who's the referee for it, and just throws him out of the cage and relocks the cage and keeps the key so another referee can't get in there to count to 3.
Like it.
You just take the referee completely out of the equation at that point without having to announce changing the rules. Because now if a referee's not in the ring, they can't count to 3. Or the submission, which they don't belong in a steel cage match.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that Cody retains. If he's going to lose that title, honestly, I'd rather see it in the Elimination Chamber. And we just get that sort of swerve of, oh, you guys thought Cody was going into WrestleMania as champion.
Yeah, I'm fine with Cody not being champ going into Mania. I got no problem with that.
Neither do I. And anyway, I think Cody's better chasing the belt than he is as champion. Not to say I haven't enjoyed his title reigns at all. It just seems like, literally, and they say it on TV, it's the John Cena playbook. And I feel like it's too soon to be replaying that playbook still with how they're booking him.
Yeah, we'll see where they go.
Now, the other interesting thing could be Drew wins and Cody wins it back at the Royal Rumble or in the Chamber somehow.
Or it takes until Mania to do it.
If he's not champion going into Mania, he shouldn't be the challenger. I think you should run it out, and we can find you could have him feud with Obafemi.
What if you say have LA Knight win the Rumble finally, and McIntyre's the champion? You have LA Knight go against McIntyre.
Yep, and then we're just jobbing LA Knight to Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania.
But what if you don't job him?
If they were going to put a title on him, they would have a world title. They've already had the chance.
Yeah, I know.
You could have given him that push with being in a match with Cena and beating Cena in his last match. I feel because again, it would have done more for LA Knight than it's going to do for Gunther.
Yeah, but
for Gunther right now for Gunther it's a storyline. It's not a notch in the belt. It feels like, because obviously he's probably adding AJ next. SummerSlam, he'll probably add Brock Lesnar to the list. Maybe Chris Jericho in the next year.
Maybe.
That he's this generation's now legend killer. Collector of careers. It's like I said, it's a weird spot to have him in, but if Gunther were to be world champion also doing it, that would make it a bit more interesting because now he has something on the line to defend.
Yeah.
That all these legends now are coming after him in his championship.
And then it's either they become champion or retire.
Yeah. Oh, hey, look, another legend. How about you just put your career on the line? And then, in a way, you could get me invested in him and Rey Mysterio.
Okay.
Rey Mysterio wanting to get that one last championship run, but he has to get past Gunther, and he has to put his career on the line to do it.
Or he beats Dom for whatever title, and then Gunther takes it off.
Or why would we put Gunther back in the Intercontinental picture at that point if he's beaten multiple?
At that point, we're not talking. We're not necessarily talking Intercontinental.
AAA.
Maybe, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's the AAA championship.
I'm saying down the line.
Champion.
Ray's not going to be there that far down the line.
I think he's got maybe another year in him.
Exactly. I don't see Dom getting a world championship belt for Ray to take off him in a year.
Well, the belt that Dom does hold for AAA is their world championship.
Right. I'm saying he doesn't get a WWE world championship belt for Ray to take off him within a year.
I mean, technically. Oh, hey. What about Mr. Iguana in the Royal Rumble? Going back since I didn't even think about AAA earlier.
Didn't we already see that?
No.
He wasn't in the Rumble?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, they didn't have the working
relationship. Oh, the partnership was after. Yeah.
Another name we missed that has been in rumblings between AAA and WWE, Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah.
No.
No. WWE will never do it.
Didn't they take the championship off of him basically after they bought AAA and fire him?
Yeah.
I think that was before they were in full control. It was more like, hey, we're doing this now before they do it.
Either way, he still ain't back.
And then Raw this week. Breaker or Punk? Because that's going to be something big. I wouldn't mind seeing CM Punk go into WrestleMania as champion.
I think Breaker takes it.
But and I asked this question: would it be too soon to put the title on him? A lot like they did Randy Orton.
No. Not too
Yeah.
soon at all.
I think so.
No, I don't think so. I think he's one guy that if you put the belt on him early, I think it lends him credibility. I don't think he even needs to have it for more than a month or two. Just to put it
If
on
he
him now.
if he wins that belt and quickly loses it, and it's
That
not
does
a
more
money-
harm than good.
Yeah, unless it's a Money in the Bank cash in. That's the only way it wouldn't hurt him as much because he would have already probably had a match or gotten beaten down by somebody before then.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
Especially if you
But,
if you do it and pull the belt off of him before or at WrestleMania. If we're talking maybe
If we give it till like Backlash.
maybe a month after, whatever's after Backlash.
Great
and
Balls
then
of Fire.
Cyber Sunday.
Wow.
Which will be followed up after. It'll be cyber. It's a great week of wrestling because Sunday will be Cyber Sunday, Monday Night Raw on Netflix, and then Taboo Tuesday.
Tuesday. Oh my God.
NXT
Wow.
Taboo Tuesday.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because NXT's on Tuesdays now, so yeah.
In other news, we're not going to see the DIY rivalry anytime.
Yeah, I
Oh.
heard.
Looks like Ciampa will not be renewing his contract when it expires, whenever that may be, and I don't think we're going to see him again.
Yeah, there was just Johnny and Candice that came out in this last match that he had against Carmelo. So, yeah. Seems like Ciampa's had his last hurrah in WWE, sadly.
Yeah.
You know what though? I don't think he's done wrestling.
No,
but I
Which
also
more
had a lot of back surgeries and stuff.
so
which I
maybe
think
he
he'll
takes some time off for a bit, maybe. But let's say he does resign. Let's say him resigning is a foregone conclusion. Do we see him going TNA, AEW, or doing some indie work?
I think he's going to enjoy being in control of his schedule, and he'll do indies. Maybe a one-off or maybe a short program with AEW at some point if it's the right feud. But I would lean more toward a TNA run or maybe a New Japan run.
What if he went to AEW and had a feud with Roddy Strong?
Yeah, I don't see where he fits in AEW. With how bloated that roster already is between them and Ring of Honor, I just don't see where he fits.
Okay, there's
in
another
there.
spot. What if they send him to Ring of Honor?
I still don't see where he fits in there.
I think he's done at least for the next year or so, and then he'll probably show back up in WWE.
And maybe in the meantime, an indie appearance here and there or something, you know. Just
I don't know, because I think he's really banged up at this point. I think like he might be done, but if not, I think he definitely pops up in another year or so.
All right.
I don't know if he's going to be out there on the indies. I mean, he's old.
Yeah, well, he's in his 40s. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot that will play into it, but I think more we'll still see him occasionally. It'll just be in the indies more than something major, just so you know, whether it's just him as signing or some type of match. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Rick
good
Blade.
golly. We've got a Rick Blade sighting.
Oh, yeah,
TJ's
you
gonna
would
be a
be able
surprise
to
next
drink
week.
at the Rumble because it's February 1st.
Yes. Yes, it's after dry January.
Rick Blade, as always, it is an honor to see you in our chat, sir.
Booking BJ in the Rumble. I like
I
it.
cannot wait until January 31st for GCW.
Yes.
Yeah. Going to be a hell of a match.
I can't wait. That's going to be amazing. Do we have that graphic?
That's what I'm. Okay.
I heard you clicking. That's what I figured.
Click. There it
There it is.
is.
Yeah.
And Rick Blade will be taking on the bad boy, Joey Janela.
Amazing. His first match outside of SPO/PWU in 25 years.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
A couple other things that I think Trick Williams, Sami Zayn's going to be an interesting feud to revisit that real quick.
Okay.
Did you catch the Wyatt video package this week? Them and MFT kind of had dueling responding video packages to each other. And I gotta say, you know, I feel like that's one of the feuds I'm more invested in to watching at the moment.
Your audio is all over the place right now.
Joey got a little taste of the old Rick Blade on the 31st. He's going to get a lot more. Godspeed, sir. And yeah, I believe you got this one. Yeah.
The Wyatt 6 and MFT video promos they showed this week on SmackDown.
Yeah. Yeah.
I enjoyed those. I'm actually more invested in their feud right now than I would say Cody and Drew.
Yeah, I mean,
Me personally.
No, I'd agree with that.
The group dynamics versus the solo dynamics is always going to, be a little louder.
Johnny Gargano and Carmelo Hayes had a hell of a United States title match this week, too.
Yeah. Melo is definitely proving why he deserved that belt. Right before that match backstage, he and Ilya Dragunov had another, not a confrontation, but they crossed paths and they had a little conversation. And Melo said, yeah, whenever you're ready, let me know. We'll run it back. So I'm looking forward to that rematch.
Also, we got announced for this week's SmackDown as well. Trick Williams will be making his in-ring debut against Rey Fenix.
Yeah, I see Trick winning that match. I like Rey Fenix. He's a fun wrestler to watch, but I see Trick winning that. I don't see him losing his SmackDown debut.
I mean, I think it's going to be an absolute banger of a match. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's a good pairing for him, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ray's going to make him look good, and yeah, he's definitely going to welcome Trick to the roster, and Trick's going to look good, and I think Ray's going to look good too.
Another great match from this week was Ricky Saints and Javon Evans on NXT, main eventing that show. Mm-hmm. We also had the quickest speed match this week, and I think the quickest match ever on NXT. Tavion Heights beat Lexis King in 8 seconds.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Man.
And Lexis really kinged it up at the end of the match after everything was said and done.
Yeah, Ethan Page retained against Moose with a low blow. Bastard.
Yep. Yeah. Hell of a match. But yeah, that's how it ended.
But yeah, since we're here, he walked away. So,
okay.
What is your match of the week?
My match of the week, I am giving it to Carmelo and Johnny. Carmelo Hayes is him. He's starting to prove it to everybody. And yeah, it's nowhere to go but up for him. Another great match against Johnny Gargano this week. I see nothing but forward progress happening for Melo.
Yeah, that was a great match. I'm glad to see them finally actually doing something with him. Considering the last draft they did, he was the number 1 overall pick. Mm-hmm. And we've seen what he can do in NXT when he was North American champion and NXT champion. My match of the week, though, goes to Willow Nightingale and Mercedes Mone for that TBS Championship match. I watched that match finally, like I said yesterday, and that match was great. that those Mercedes now is doing some really good stuff. She's lost 3 titles in just as many weeks. It seems like now she's on the tread of dropping these championships.
Let's see what happens with her personality if it develops any after this.
BJ, your match of the week.
I'm gonna go Usos versus AJ Lee.
That was my number. That
Wow.
was my number 2.
Damn, that's domestic, dude.
Yeah, seriously, man. Because we all know, it's Dragon style.
What, CM Punk's wife?
Why were the
What?
Usos beating up?
I don't even know if that's PG.
I hope to never find out. New sound clip when we send people to catering there.
Yeah, it's
But
just very fast paced, very hard hitting.
Yeah.
Great match.
Yeah, and they held that pace the entire match. And that match in the last 5 minutes could have gone either way. Like we talked about, we expected them to win it, and it was still like I wouldn't have been surprised to see it go the other way. And just real quick to remind everybody, because we actually did a good job not fully talking anything SPO related this week.
Had our little teases thrown in there.
Yeah, catch us this Tuesday, 6
What
p.m.
an amazing show.
Where we will be talking about all that. We will be having special guest Kid Legend on, who will be responding to some comments made at the show. Which, if you want to go watch the show we will be talking about, scan that QR code right there. It'll take you to the SPO Wrestling YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe as well.
Yeah, and it's a SPO QR code because you see the S right there, and then there's the P and the O.
And then, let's not forget that January 24th, yes, the 24th, because PWU Sub-Zero. And since I already talked about it, Kid Legend will be coming on to talk about his career casket match with the Feral Face. Also, special attraction 6-man tag with the Shot Callers and Big Rel taking on the Silk City Kings and AJF.
Will there be redemption?
Women's match, Britt Blake taking on Vita Von Star.
That should be a nice little
Plus,
banger of
we
a
have some
match
people
there.
returning. Yeah, we got Todd Rod returning. Skills the Great. The Grimy Bastard, Declan Grant. Skywalker champion, Pat Dynamite. Oh, yeah, also the food eating contest. That Charlie
Still
Tiger
want to
is
see
the
if we can get into that. Yeah, I feel like we'd all be good entrants for that.
Yeah, right. But most of all, let's not forget about the last appearance ever of the Batman of Burlington. Plus Sammy Reaper.
BJ's favorite boy.
Yeah.
And if for any wrestlers who may be watching, Bull James will be holding a wrestling seminar before the show on the 24th at 2 o'clock. And for anybody watching, go to PWU or PW Unplugged .com, scrolling at the bottom there. Use promo code Ginger. Save yourself some money. Get some tickets to come see some amazing indie pro wrestling. These shows are killer every time. And if you like what you see and hear here today, don't forget to like and subscribe. Which I was... Bam! There we go. That's the one I wanted. And then also don't forget every Friday night at the Pro Wrestling Star Academy. SPO Live. Minimum 8 big matches every week. I think there was 10 or 11.
This past week.
10 or 11, yeah. Absolutely insane. But we will be talking about all of that on Tuesday. 6 p.m.
Yes.
Be here.
47 hours from now.
Before we go, anything that you guys are looking forward to this week?
I'm looking forward to hopefully there being a countdown at some point on Monday night. And some walls getting broken down.
Yeah, that is a possibility I'm looking forward to. Also, that's this Friday night is the 3 Stages of Hell match, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Even though I probably won't get to watch it live because I will be at the Pro Wrestling Star Academy in Mount Holly, New Jersey. But yeah, it'll be another great week leading up to the Rumble.
Yeah, it's going to be some fun shows. I'm definitely looking forward to 3 Stages of Hell, but I'm kind of looking forward more towards Braun and Punk, and even Maxine and Becky Lynch this week.
Yeah.
Because I'm interested to see how that plays out more than anything. Because again, the Becky Lynch character isn't really interesting right now. It's just a spin-off of Donald Trump, which is absolutely horrible. Oh, and also, by the way, happy birthday to the lovely and wonderful Mrs. Danger Ginger.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Mrs.
birthday.
Danger Ginger.
As she tunes in for the very end of the show here.
Appropriate.
It is, isn't it? But yeah, we also, I believe we have MJF defending the title against Bandito this week, the AEW Championship on Dynamite.
Fully expect MJF to win that.
No, I'm sorry, that's the following week. That's
whenever it happens, I fully
something.
expect MJF to win.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, be good to each other. Keep this new year going good and good karma. Keep doing good out there in the world. I'm glad that we finally figured out that AEW glitch there that it only took till this year to do
Great
that.
work, Captain Heel. Thanks for being on that this whole time. I'm sure you focused on nothing else in your life.
But but yeah, as always, everybody be good to each other, and we will see you Tuesday for another episode of Indie Spotlight.
Ring that bell and get out of here.
All right.
This is Pat Dynamite, and you're watching BJDG Talks Wrestling. When Dynamite blows up, they don't get up.